Is it true that BTS's Taehyung was injured while serving in the military, or is this merely an unverified rumor? This question flooded social media and public discussion forums after unofficial reports claimed that a soldier had sustained a serious injury during intensive training, and Taehyung's name was immediately linked. Panic surged when the military finally released an official statement, not to confirm, but to clarify in a way that only raised more questions. Speculation began early in the morning Korean time, when an anonymous account claiming to have information from inside the military base mentioned that a member of an elite training group had been injured during a combat simulation. The post did not mention a name but included the initial V, which instantly put Kim Taehyung, known as V of BTS, in the spotlight. Although the military did not disclose the identity of the individual involved in the incident, their clarification seemed to strengthen the public's assumption that a BTS member was involved. In an official statement issued by the National Military Training Command, they stated, "It is true that a minor incident occurred during standard training. We assure that the individual is in stable condition and receiving appropriate medical care under military protocol. However, for privacy and security reasons, we will not disclose the identity of the personnel involved." This statement was meant to be reassuring, yet in reality, it only deepened concerns. When the military refrains from stating who, why, and how, people tend to fill the blanks with speculation and analysis. Furthermore, in the past 2 days, Taehyung has not been seen in routine military activities that are often shared with the media as part of open communication. His absence raises a significant question. Was he the one involved? The issue gained further traction when a senior Korean media journalist known to have close ties with military sources stated in a broadcast report, "We cannot mention names, but based on communication patterns and changes in internal schedules, it is highly likely that the individual involved is from a special unit currently undergoing advanced training, including certain public figures." Though still vague, many interpreted this to mean that the injured person is a celebrity, quickly assuming it to be Taehyung. Jungkook's concern, Taehyung's fellow BTS member, added fuel to the public's anxiety. A staff member who wished to remain anonymous reported that Jungkook had appeared visibly troubled and quieter than usual over the past 2 days. Even his personal schedule and activities were reportedly postponed, according to internal sources from hybe labels. Though the agency has not released an official statement, many believe Jungkook has been privately informed about the incident. In the South Korean military, information protocols are very strict, particularly in cases of incidents or accidents involving public figures. In such situations, names, physical conditions, and location details are often withheld for national security and privacy. However, this lack of clear information only intensifies public unrest. Meanwhile, the global army community quickly mobilized. They organized solidarity hashtags, gathered information from various official and unofficial sources, and even launched petitions to both the military and hybe demanding more transparent statements. Some even called for international human rights organizations to monitor the issue of public information access and privacy in the context of celebrities undergoing military service. Major outlets like Yonhap and the Korea Herald have taken a cautious approach in covering the story. They have only reported the chronology based on official military statements without adding speculation. However, foreign media have begun covering the story with bolder narratives. One American outlet reported, "The silence of the Korean military over the identity of the injured soldier fuels assumptions that the BTS member V might be involved." It must be noted that as of now, there is no concrete evidence or verification that Taehyung is the one who is injured. All analyses are still based on assumptions, symbolic associations, and gaps in the official narrative. However, when the public is not given clarity, assumptions thrive and pressure on the military continues to grow. What's even more concerning is the seriousness of the military training undertaken by public figures like Taehyung. Many are questioning whether safety systems and protections for celebrity personnel are adequate, considering the risks and pressures they face. A military expert from Yonsei University stated, "Although all soldiers receive equal treatment in training, we cannot ignore the fact that some individuals carry greater social weight." If something happens to them, the impact is not just internal but also social, political, and even economic. In this context, the public is also highlighting the importance of effective and transparent communication from both the military and the celebrities agency. When a name as prominent as Taehyung's appears in speculation, the absence of a firm clarification only increases psychological pressure on fans and families. As for the current condition at the training base, no direct media access is allowed. Available information only comes from unofficial sources or journalists trying to piece together the clues. One of the most discussed is a short video from a TikTok user claiming to have recorded an ambulance convoy entering the base area. Though unverified, the video has been viewed millions of times and sparked a new wave of public anxiety. Meanwhile, hybe labels remain silent. No official statements regarding Taehyung's condition or clarification on public speculation have been issued. This silence is viewed by many as a defensive strategy to prevent the spread of rumors, but it may instead foster negative perceptions that something serious is indeed happening. If this incident does not involve Taehyung, then why haven't the military and agency clearly stated that he is not involved? This is the central question that remains unanswered. In crisis management, a direct clarification can quell public concern, but choosing to remain silent can backfire. Several international BTS fan organizations are also coordinating cross-border communication to voice their demand for clarity. They assert that as part of a global public emotionally and culturally connected to BTS, they have the right to receive information that, while not compromising safety, at least offers reassurance. Under South Korean law, the military and agencies are not obligated to disclose a soldier's personal information, especially if it could endanger operations or data protection. Yet at the same time, social aspects and public pressure often blur the line between privacy and transparency. Some media analysts argue that this information crisis is a critical lesson for the military and entertainment industry in handling issues involving celebrities in national institutions. The combination of semi-open information, hyperactive social media, and unclear official narratives creates a speculative atmosphere that is difficult to control. At this moment, only one thing is certain. Someone in the military environment has suffered an injury, and the public does not yet know who. Is it Taehyung? There is no supporting evidence yet. However, all the scattered clues, whether from official or unofficial channels, form puzzle pieces that the anxious public is still trying to put together. The biggest question now is not just about who is injured, but why the clarity of information is so elusive. In an increasingly connected and transparent world, silence can mean many things. Jungkook, with his unusually anxious demeanor, only reinforces the impression that something untold is indeed unfolding. Will the public receive clarity anytime soon? Or will we continue to live under the shadow of speculation and uncertainty, hoping that Taehyung's name is not part of that painful narrative? For now, one thing is clear. All eyes are on the South Korean military and on a man named Kim Taehyung, whose silence now speaks louder than 1,000 official statements. After various speculations, analyses, and waves of concern filling social media and public space, it is essential to conclude this narrative with firmness and the official clarification that has been released. As of the time this report is written, not a single official statement from either the South Korean military or hybe labels has confirmed that Kim Taehyung was injured during military training. On the contrary, the military's statement firmly states that the individual involved in the incident will not be identified in order to respect privacy and operational standards. This means that directly linking Taehyung's name to the incident is an action that lacks factual basis. All the developing assumptions originate from anonymous accounts, unverified snippets of information, and subjective interpretations of the initial V or absence from public schedules. These are not evidence, but rather forms of confirmation bias that have spread wildly due to the lack of official information. Reports claiming that Jungkook was worried also do not originate from any directly verifiable statement. Everything tied to his emotional state stems from unofficial sources that lack journalistic credibility. In the world of the entertainment industry and military, which are highly guarded regarding personal matters, interpretation interpreting facial expressions or scheduling delays cannot be taken as indicators of personal crises or internal tragedy. Trusted sources from national media such as Yonhap, KBS, and SBS have never mentioned Taehyung's name in their reports related to this military incident. They continue to adhere to the principles of journalism that prioritize confirmation and verification, and do not get swept up in groundless public speculation. In fact, in its latest statement, a representative from the training unit where Taehyung is stationed stated that all training activities are proceeding as usual and there are no reports of celebrities suffering serious accidents. Amid the advancement of information technology and the rapid spread of rumors on social media, the public is required to be more critical in digesting information. Spreading unverified information not only harms individual reputations, but also creates unnecessary social unrest. This case is a concrete example of how public opinion can be manipulated by collective anxiety and informational voids. The clarification issued by the military aims to stop speculation and provide reassurance. However, it is important to realize that such clarifications cannot always put a halt to rumors if the public does not prioritize reason and the principle of verification. In this context, we must conclude that the news regarding Taehyung's injury is untrue, lacks supporting evidence, and should not be perpetuated. As a closing remark, let us rely on verified information and respect the privacy and safety of all military personnel, including celebrities such as Taehyung. Spreading uncertain news not only potentially causes panic, but can also harm the individual targeted by the rumor. It is now time to put an end to this speculation and wait for definitive news directly from official sources.